Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Sportsfellas.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
You guys, we are here. This is the divisional round, so we got in the house.
It's your boy, Tristan.
Hey, guys. It's your Starship Captain, Chris with a K.
And this is your host, Carlos. Simple as that. Again, another episode. I'm still working on it. You guys, it's a work in progress, but we're going to get there.
You keep opening your can too soon.
Oh, I know, right? I know. Well, you guys, before we start off, let's go ahead and give a quick pause and give thanks to our following sponsors.
We all have bad luck sometimes, but accidents don't have to be a disaster. Ernie Ruelas is exactly what you need. A dedicated and friendly State Farm agent. He's the best choice to help you manage the risk of everyday life and recover from the unexpected. Contact Ernie at 316-682-2300 or visit him at 11330 East Central Avenue in Wichita, Kansas. Let him put your financial worries to rest so you can realize your dreams.
All right, so the games were pretty shaky in these wild card games. We see that your team, Chris, the Bengals, pulled out the game against the Raiders. And then we see Dristan's team, the Chiefs Kingdom. These guys just destroyed Ben. Did Ben already file for retirement papers?
I think so, man. He had to have after that.
He kept saying, what was the headline I saw? Is he said it was his last game with the Steelers. Like, this was my last game with the Steelers. Like,
he can.
Everyone's like,
don't tell me he's going to Denver. Well,
right.
Well, here's the thing. That is his favorite team. He grew up idolizing John Elway. That's why he has the number 7.
Yeah, makes sense.
But we don't want him. He can't throw the ball. But anyway.
Yeah, I think he's kind of washed now.
Hey,
he's going to go to the Browns, replace
Mayfield. Well, all right, you guys. Well, let's get in here. We got this. So let's go ahead and start it off. We're going to start it off with the 49ers after coming back and beating the America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, with controversial calls, with Dak talking trash about the referees, and then we got the Packer fans in behind the scenes all happy. But overall, there's 4 quarters. We all know this, right? Yes. So we saw already Mitchell was running the ball. Debo was getting at him. Garoppolo played pretty sound. He didn't seem like he was struggling too much. Coach Shanahan had a good game play against the Cowboys. But now we're going against the cerebral assassin of Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron, on behalf of Wichita Sportsfellas, I gave you that name, okay? If you try to take that name, please give Wichita Sportsfellas the credit, okay? We've heard that first. Date it, and it's recorded that I gave you that name, the cerebral assassin. So, Tristan, I'm going to start this off with you. The game's at Lambeau Field. It's going to be a pretty cold night affair. We've got the boys from the West Coast visiting Green Bay. Who are you taking and why?
All right, this is an interesting one. The 49ers, I think last week I picked Dallas. And, 49ers came out. They showed out. I liked how they played. Debo's still lighting it up. Like I said last week, I think Debo's that backbone of that 49ers offense. But the Packers, man, they're coming off a bye, so everybody's well-rested. They had an extra week to prepare for whoever they're going to play against. Of course, the cerebral assassin, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, they still have all their great defensive weapons. To me, just by the personnel alone, I have to go with the Packers. They just have, on all sides, they're going to do great on defense, offense. I feel like that's no doubt. But the question is if the 49ers can, make something happen, if they can make an upset. And I feel like they can. I feel like the 49ers have those weapons. But, man, if that defense can't lock down Devontae Adams, then I feel like it's going to be tough for the Niners to get this win. So, this week I'm going with the Packers by maybe a field goal or a touchdown. I feel like it's going to be close, and hopefully it'll be a good game.
And before that, Chris, it was a close affair anyway. Green Bay barely won by Mason Crosby field goal, which for them ended up with the victory, 30-28. Chris, who are you going to take, and do you have any different opinions?
That was, correct me if I'm wrong, was that game it was in San Francisco, was it? It was
in San Francisco.
Yeah. Which is definitely a different kind of feel than Green Bay in mid-late January. So, and also Dallas's nice Jerry Stadium is a much different feel than Green Bay in the end of January. I am going to, though, agree with Tristan and go with Green Bay. Obviously, we're in the playoffs, and now that the Steelers are gone, anyone else has a chance. I don't know if you caught that there, but sorry, miss you, Eric. Wish you were here to stand up for your boys. But anyway, the shout out to Eric
And all the Steeler Nation.
Hey, he's won the mono. You know, we got to
he's
give him a
gonna
little.
win that one.
He's got his championship.
Can't win them all.
But so of course any of the teams left, I think, have a chance. Dice roll the right way. But I think that this Green Bay team, I think they're on a mission. I mean, especially now after all the stuff, not just only preseason, but now during the season that Aaron Rodgers is kind of going through. I think he's just ready to shut some people up, and he knows how to do that, and that's win the games. So I think that's a big thing. I also really like Green Bay's running game with A.J. Dillon and who's their other guy there that's running Green?
What?
Something Green. Anyway, they're running games.
Ahman Green.
No, that's the old guy.
No, man.
I can't think of it.
You got Dillon, A.J. Dillon, and then
I thought it was two AJs, but
wasn't there a Williams in there?
anyway, like Tristan was saying, the passing game, obviously, with the cerebral assassin.
Aaron Jones.
trademark.
Sorry.
Aaron Jones.
I don't know
There you
how we forgot that.
Yeah.
He's a great runner.
Sorry to the Packer
Good,
Nation.
sorry,
Sorry.
It's late night for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that running game, and I just don't think that the 49ers have quite the players to really match up on the kind of game you're going to have to go at in Lambeau in January. I know that I think Garoppolo got a little hurt in this last game, and I think that's going to be an issue for a lot of the teams that hit the wild card weekend, is that they're going to be a little banged up compared to these teams coming off buys. The only two nowadays that are coming off buys, Green Bay and the Titans. So, and I don't think, I think Aaron Rodgers has had the bye enough that that's not something you're worried about him coming rusty off. He's taken a couple week off because he got sick and came back, and no rust there. Just continued to set things on fire. So that's why I'm going for the Green Bay. And I think it's actually going to be I think they're going to put a stomping on them. I think it's going to be a 2-score game at least.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, after much deliberation here, after my mistake going for the Cowboys, here's the thing with the 49ers. Let's break it down really quick with the pros and the cons. So the pro side, they utilized Deebo Samuel really well. George Kittle was not a factor in this game against the Cowboys. Now, I'm not going to compare Green Bay to Dallas because Green Bay is a much more well-equipped team than Dallas is, even though Dallas is on the rise. I'll give them that, but they got ways to go. Now, back to this game. The thing is that you got Brandon Ayuk, right? Brandon Ayuk.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Ayuk was making Trayvon Diggs look not like an all-pro.
And then you've got Mitchell, the running back, did phenomenally well. With Garoppolo going in, he's familiar with this kind of style of play that they're going to bring in. Because remember, Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl. That team has playoff experience. So does San Francisco. They just haven't gone that far in a while. So Kyle Shanahan, I'm talking about Dad here. Kyle Shanahan has got to figure out a way to disrupt this Packers defense, because they're in the top 10. They're ranked 9th in defense, and overall you're going against an offense that's ranked number 3 in the league. So if they're going to find a way to win, San Francisco's got to be creative. And if Chris can agree with me or not, they need to get Kittle more involved. Sure. Every weapon involved, because I'm telling you right now, the Green Bay Packers, they're going to rush you. And then vice versa. The 49ers as well did a great job disrupting Dak, getting him off rhythm, not being able to complete his pass. Yes, it took a little bit of a while, but still, I still feel in this game, so we get to the nitty-gritty, for all my 49er fans, I love you. I really do. Shout out to Willie, Marie. I know you guys, and Patrick, of course. I love you guys. I really do. But you guys are going to Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers looks scary. It's scary. And Devontae Adams, are you guys defensively going to be able to cover him? If not, with the run game, if not there, are you guys going to be able to do it? I'm going to give Green Bay the pick as well because they're at home.
Yeah.
They're at home.
That
So
makes all the difference in Lambeau.
And Garoppolo in that offense didn't have the pressure of I've got to score for that first half or 3/4 of the game. I mean, Dallas wasn't putting any pressure offensively on Garoppolo on the offense of the Niners. There was no pressure for them to have to score really ever. I mean, the pressure came at the end to have to stop Dak for a final drive. That was right there at the end. So I think that's going to be a big difference to Garoppolo and that offense and Shanahan when they get because Rodgers is going to score. That offense is going to put some points on the board in the first quarter, in the first half.
But if the 49ers win, if they do win, it would be for the simple fact you said it yourself. I think it's going to be offensively. Debo's going to try to torch them a little bit. And then
that defense, I mean, Bosa and those guys are going to have to put some.
And I think Bosa's a little
on.
shook up right now, isn't he?
That's what they're saying. There's some. Again, it's some of those injuries that came off from having to play last week, and those are going to linger. My team, I'll get into it more in that with those games, but the Bengals are dealing with it too. So
I'm glad you brought that up because that's who we're going to talk about next.
Well,
the who day, right? Not the who dat.
That's right.
The who day of the
Day
Cincinnati Bengals. We were saying this whole year, the Welcome to the Jungle party, because it's Welcome to the Jungle. They're going to Nashville, country music city. They're going to Tennessee to visit the Titans. Now we have the Titans had the #1 seed after defeating the Houston Texans. Cincinnati in a wild card win, which was a great game against the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to go ahead and start this off with you, Chris. What are your chances of your team beating the Tennessee Titans?
I think they're pretty good. I've got some hope in the fact that hopefully that there's a little rust maybe coming in. The Titans are bringing back a lot of players. Derrick Henry, I believe, is supposed to be on the field. I'm curious to see how much they lean on him. The fact that he hasn't played for a couple months now, maybe they lean on him too much and a fumble happens that benefits my team or something like that. My fear right now, the thing that has really got me a little scared is more on the Bengals side. They had some pretty significant defensive injuries in that last game against the Raiders. They had their starting D tackle go down. One of their starting ends is in concussion protocol. Hendrickson, who was their sack guy. He had the fumble in that playoff game with Derek Carr. So that's the thing that I'm a little hesitant on. But I think we've got hopefully some guys that are going to bounce back. There's a chance that Hendrickson could still make the game. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. He's healthy and is able to. If not, hopefully the other guys can at least maybe not. They're not the big game changers, but hopefully they can keep things at least in bounds enough. And I mean the Titans, even though they had their bye week, they're still a little banged up. I think Julio Jones is still out, and of course Henry's back, but we'll see how much he's back. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game, but fingers crossed. Maybe these guys are on a little hot streak and can get some things going. So
This is a tough one for me because these are two very good offenses, decent defenses. With Henry coming back, and they haven't cleared him from IR yet. I think what I've been reading is they're going to this week, and he's going to play. And I think Hendrickson is looking like he's going to play too. So I think y'all will be good. Yeah, I think y'all will be good there. If Hendrickson doesn't end up playing, I feel like it's a no-brainer for me. It's going to be the Titans.
yeah,
But I'm going to look at it as in all y'all stars are playing. Everybody's healthy. In that case, I see it being a high-scoring game simply because it's the Bengals, man. Y'all got that trio of receivers. Y'all got Mixon. Y'all got Burrow, who's according to PFF, the highest-graded quarterback in the wild card right now. And he's been playing phenomenally. Same with Jamar Chase. He's been playing ridiculous. So
Chase has been on it.
yeah, he has been on it. He's been ridiculous. One of the best. He's only a rookie, and he's playing phenomenally. So, but of course, on the other hand, I think even though Derrick Henry's been injured all season and he hasn't played, I think that the Titans are going to rely on him very heavily. That's what I think. And if that's the case, I see him coming back, the same that we saw him go out. He's going to be as strong as ever.
You don't think maybe he's pushing it just to come back just a little bit early because it's the playoffs?
Maybe
which is bad. I hope not for his sake because,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our guys are going to still be hitting him.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you come back too soon from an injury, that can be...
Maybe. I guess we'll see how they utilize him. But I expect if he is going to be active, that he'll at least play 50% of the snaps. They'll probably do what the Rams did with Cam Akers. Cam Akers had like 97 scrimmage yards, played 51% of the snaps after his injury this season. So I feel like Titans will take notes, be like, hey, worked out for him. But man, this is Derrick Henry. Injury or not, he's kind of ridiculous. So I feel like he'll put up yards and he makes a big difference for that offense. And I just
that's and we've had some struggles against good running teams. The Browns, the first game, I don't really count the second game because we had a lot of starters out that last game of the season. But the first game, I mean, they put up some points. Chubb ate us up, man. And so I know Henry could. And especially without having, I know like our starting defensive tackle is out. They put him on IR on Monday, whatever his ankle or something was tore up. So,
So overall, Tristan, who you're going to take?
This is tough. I am going to take. I have to think about this, because like I said, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because I don't think that y'all have really bad defenses. Either team, they're mediocre, but y'all have an elite offense. Titans are also a very elite offense, and I'm going to give the slight edge to the Titans.
Ooh.
Just because with Henry coming back, I feel like that makes all the difference in the world. I think it'll be close, though, like maybe a field goal, a touchdown, a close game. It's going to be a shootout. That's what I see coming.
Okay, not bad. I'm going to break this up a little bit here. Let's go on the Titans offensive side. Titans have the experience. They were in the AFC Championship 2 years ago. And history has not treated the Titans right since then. Now, remember, since after the 99 season, they went to the Super Bowl. Years before, when they've had the number 1 seed, they go out the first round. I don't know if you recall this, but a long time ago, there was a quarterback named what was his name? Was
this before my time?
No, his name was Kerry Collins. Yeah, there was a Kerry Collins, Albert Hainsworth. They were 14-2. They beat Peyton Manning and the Colts. They were killing it. Then they get the good old Baltimore Ravens. They show up into town and they beat them. So the thing is with the Titans, now that we're back to present day, they're the number 5 ranked team in rushing. And with Derrick Henry coming back, you're going against a team, against the Bengals that are, it says here 23rd in rushing. Not too good.
Rushing
but
defense?
Great. Yeah, rushing defense.
Yeah, that sounds
not bad for the Titans. Now, Ryan Tannehill, him and A.J. Brown, he's got to start utilizing everyone. And then start off with the running back committee so to keep Derrick Henry fresh. And also, the simple fact is that with no Julio Jones, everyone else is going to have to step up. Now, that's the key thing. Now, on the Bengals side, you said it yourself. The weapons, Burrow is a beast. Him and Chase got a great connection. Mixon needs to step it up because I feel like Mixon hasn't really done
not
too
in the last few
much.
weeks.
Now, and then of course you've got Tyler Boyd. You got Tyler Boyd there. And you've got is it Higgins or Huggins? How you say Higgins. You got Higgins. So to Burrow, he's got an arsenal of weapons.
Yeah, you can't double all of them.
And then don't forget the tight ends.
Uzama.
Yeah, don't forget about him.
Uzama.
Now, my pick going in, and it's just because the simple fact of I'm going on who has the hot hand, and the hot hand the Bengals is right now. Look, after they beat the Chiefs, they carried on this momentum, and it's not stopping. Now, if I want to give Tennessee some leverage here, I mean, that was a great game that Sunday night when they beat the Rams. They destroyed the Dolphins when the Dolphins were hot. It kind of beat up on the Texans a little bit here and there. But now this has come to the moment. The pieces are kind of coming back. I'm going to give this game to the Bengals. just for the simple fact, when they played against the Chiefs, they went toe-to-toe at their best. And I felt that the Bengals, they're in it to fight. There's no quitting them. Now, the thing I'm a little concerned about is the injuries that are stacking up.
Yeah.
If you guys lose, that could be one of the reasons. Or Burrow might get the jitters. Who knows? But this is a kid that just won the national championship.
Yeah, I have a feeling it'll be more because of the injuries on the line and such that they're just not able to either stop the run at all, and they're just chewing up the ground. Safeties have 30 tackles because everything's done in the second level. I hope not.
All right, so I'll take your Bengals, you take the Bengals, and then Tristan's going to take the Titans.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. We have the Los Angeles Rams visiting Raymond James Stadium of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Rams had an amazing win against their NFC West rivals of the Arizona Cardinals. They manhandled the Cardinals. Kyler Murray looked like a joke out there. Nobody was, but you could tell they were missing. We've talked before, the D-Hop. There was Chandler Jones even playing?
I thought he's been on IR.
Okay, so you could tell something was missing, and you could see the coach just looking like, we got to leave LA. I'm ready to go back to Arizona because we're getting killed out here. Now let's flip it over to Tampa Bay. Well, it's Tom Brady. It's the crew. They played against a Philadelphia team that had no playoff experience.
Like a warm-up game.
It was a warm-up game. But now that's all set aside. All jokes set aside. This is it. This is the real deal.
Yeah.
This is on your path to want to do a repeat. And Tristan, I'm going to start this off with you. Who are you taking and why?
I feel like this one's going to be a good game, but to me this is a little less thinking. I'm taking the Rams. They came off a great win against the Cardinals, who aren't a bad team. Their defense just stepped up. They made Arizona's offense look ridiculous. With all those weapons they have on defense, I think Jalen Ramsey held AJ Green to like 3 catches or some ridiculous number like he's been doing all season. So they're gonna go into this game, have Jalen Ramsey covering Mike Evans, who's their star receiver.
Only run they've really got left.
Yeah, the only one they've got left, their only star receiver. So that means these other receivers with less experience are going to have to step up, like Tyler Johnson and, I don't know, Scotty Miller maybe. But
he's got that real quick, and sorry to interrupt you here, but Tom Brady's been targeting this. I think he's a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah.
What's his name? Golston? Is it Golston?
I have no idea.
Why are we coming up? We're not. Okay, you see, we're failing you guys. How are we ever going to go to the ESPN or to the big leagues? And we can't even do the na-na-na. We can't do it. We're messing up.
I'm out of the fantasy playoffs, so
all right.
All the names fade out
Okay.
as soon as I don't have to look at
Okay,
them.
Dak Prescott. Blame everybody else. But no, go ahead, Justin. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But even then, he's relying on lesser-known names. Not as big playmakers like Mike Evans. So I see the Rams defense keeping that momentum going, not completely not humiliating the Buccaneers like they did the Cardinals, because of course they still have Tom Brady. They're going to make plays and score touchdowns. But when you look at the Rams offense as well, man, they're stacked. Once again, Matthew Stafford, congratulations to him, his first playoff win in his career after 13 seasons, man. All I did his first season with the Rams, and then he finally gets a playoff win. That's nice to see. But, OBJ, he has 6 touchdowns, and he's only played 10, even less than 10 games with the Rams. So he's having a lot of success there. He stepped up. And that offense is crazy because, Cam Akers is back, and he looked phenomenal. It's just, man, I love the Rams this season. I see them going to the Super Bowl. And I see them beating the Buccaneers, man.
Okay. Chris?
I think this is going to be a really good game. You got 2 of the teams that both played, which we have in another game as well, 2 teams that are coming off very good performances. So it gives us hope that this is going to be hopefully a very competitive, well-played game. And I think it will be. You've got, very strong defense, a lot of defensive line, and we all know the way to get Tom Brady is hit him up, hit him in the middle, don't let him step up to the pocket, because he's not going to flush out. And of course you got the best at it coming down from the Rams. adding, but it's also Tom Brady, who has been there before, done this before. So I've got the Buccaneers, man. Brady versus Stafford. I got to go Brady, and it's at home for the Tampa Bay, so they're going to have a little bit of home field advantage, but nice weather. LA should be okay on that. Still a late game. But yeah, it'll probably be a close one. Tom Brady likes the close ones, so it's going to be a field goal to win it. And I've got the home team, Tom Brady. I think that Fournette's probably going to be back because I thought he was on COVID last week. No, he's still not.
I believe he's still on injured reserve. We don't know yet.
Yeah,
I haven't released nothing.
not
He was
sure.
supposed to come back.
Well, he was supposed to be back last week, but he was on COVID.
Yeah, so we don't know yet.
But they play. I was afraid for him last week because I know he wasn't playing last week, and they seemed to do all right without him.
Well, even if he is there, he is playoff Lenny. I mean, he gets in there.
And you got. I mean, Gronk is. Yes, his playmakers are limited. He doesn't have a Cooper Kupp, but Mike Evans is one heck of a stinking receiver. He gets injured a little bit more throughout the years. But I think I saw that he's the first receiver with whatever 8 or 20 receiver. No, it's like 8 or 9 seasons straight
of 1,000 receiving yards. Yeah, he's ridiculous, man.
I mean, and that's not just with Tom Brady throwing the ball. I mean, he's had Jameis Winston, who we don't think is a Tom Brady level quarterback, throwing him the ball. He's a superstar receiver.
Now we know
and Gronk we know is a Hall of Fame tight end.
Right.
So
we know, Chris, that for sure Jalen Ramsey's gonna lock up on Mike Evans. That is got to be a given.
Sure, but that doesn't mean Mike Evans is not going to get his at 1 or 2.
Okay, so you're
and
taking
they
the
still
Bucs.
may have to double Mike Evans.
Right. Well, here's my thing. Tom Brady is known in New England to always,
And
they've
that
always
defense
implemented
is strong. That defense is
right. But okay, so hear me out, Chris. Hear me out. So you both have good cases.
I mean,
and I can see it.
Yeah. How many passes did Matt Stafford have in that last game? Like 7? No, it was like 17 or something like that. And then
I'm still thinking about the one Odell did. That was awesome.
But he only had like 17 passes. So if they want to win, I don't know. I mean, not that Matt Stafford's a bad quarterback, but
well, here's the thing. Like again, the Buccaneers.
He's been around for a long time and only won one.
The Buccaneers is the one that's coming in with experience.
I blame that on the organization.
Now, and the thing is also, Sean McVay, to see Tom Brady to say, that's the guy that beat me in a Super Bowl. You got him, you got Gronk. So there is this personal animosity kind of going on.
Oh, sure.
Now, to bring calamity into Tampa Bay, you've got a new weapon in Odell Beckham. You've got Cooper Kupp. Cam Akers is in. If Higbee plays, if you get him involved, okay, no big deal. So with the Rams, and then on the defense, adding the addition of Von Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another force.
And they have been playing well of late.
So
it took them a few weeks to kind of get
the front line, not bad defensively. They're going to create a nightmare for Tom Brady. Now let's look at the Tampa Bay side. So on the Tampa Bay side, we have Mike Evans. You have the slot receiver in Scotty Miller. You also we still don't even know that wide receiver's name, but he's okay. Now on the running back side, with the addition of Le'Veon Bell, which he didn't really do much the last game. No. He could help maybe here and there, just get him his reps. Now it comes to the moment of truth. Looking how things are playing out on both sides, and I had to think about it. Tom Brady is dangerous. It's what did he say? What is his favorite ring? His Super Bowl ring? The next one. And he's got that determination too. Now, like I said, Matthew Stafford has not gone deep in the playoffs like this before. Neither has Odell. Neither has was Cooper in that Super Bowl team? Cooper Kupp? Yeah, he wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So there's people there that have the experience. Oh man, this has been real tough, because after this game, depending on if San Francisco wins, which we don't know, but if Tampa has to go back to Green Bay, if I chose Tampa Bay, it won't be the same. It's going to be a slugfest, and they're going to need everybody on board to get ready. All right, so the moment of truth. This has been so tough. I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Rams because I feel defensively with I mean, I'm not saying Von Miller is the X factor, but what has helped a lot is Von Miller played Tom Brady in the AFC champion, so he knows Tom Brady's tendencies.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't as much of a disrupt that he did as DeMarcus Ware did when it was the Broncos and Patriots, but Von Miller's familiar with Tom Brady. So there's already there. Aaron Darnold is just going to run up the gut, just run it up in there. And then if Jalen steps up, and now, they got Eric Weddle in there. Eric Weddle has played against Tom Brady multiple times. So there's already experience.
You think he's actually going to play? He's been sitting out for the last year or two, hasn't he?
So what?
He's been on the street for like 2 years, man.
And
he's not young man anymore.
YOLO. He's on that YOLO life right now. He's like, okay, you know what?
I'll go for a ring.
Go for it.
So why not?
Why not? I'll just go for it. I'll go renegade mode. Let's just do it. I'll just go the Rams. If the Bucks win, cool, that'll work.
And I can see that happening, but man, I like the Rams.
The Rams do
All
look
right,
good.
well, on the next episode, we'll find out. So before we unveil the game of the week, let's go ahead and give a quick pause and thanks to our following sponsors.
Are you needing some insurance? Give our good friend Ernie Ruelas with State Farm Insurance a call. Like a good neighbor, Ernie's there. You can call him at 1-316-682-2300, or if you're in Wichita, come see his office at 11330 East Central, Suite 400 at Central and Greenwich.
All right, the last game, the divisional round. We have the heavy hitters, the number 2 against the number 3. We have the Buffalo Bills visiting the Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs Kingdom, baby.
What a game. This is gonna be one of my favorite games of the week. The thing is, Chris, we have Buffalo destroy their AFC East rival, the New England Patriots. They destroyed them. I saw Bill Belichick left. He was gone. It was like, it's only a minute left. Bill Belichick was already gone.
Yeah,
and
I missed that one.
To all the Patriot fans, shout out to Brandon, to Carissa. They were a little upset with me. Shout out to you guys. I didn't mean to upset you guys. I mean, I was just watching the game. And also my friend Zoe. I was watching the game, you guys. I was just like you guys. I sat down. I was watching the game, and you guys were getting beat up. So while us Bronco fans were sitting down on our couches watching the game, we were just watching them lose. But Chris, I'm gonna start this off with you. Now, Josh Allen has been on a hot streak right now. Everything is clicking for them. They're offensively, Dawson Knox, their tight end, has been killing it. And then also Stephon Diggs, he's still a factor there. Cole Beasley, and then Emmanuel Sanders, wonderful addition of experience. Mm-hmm. They're going into Arrowhead, which we saw last year. Kansas City beat it. Was that a convincing game? Did the Chiefs beat them convincingly in that championship game?
I don't remember if it was convincingly.
I thought they kind of came back on them, didn't? I mean, Chiefs kind of came back on the Titans and just won it.
No, that was the year before.
Oh.
No, last year it was Diggs, because I remember Diggs. Now, here's the thing. This is kind of interesting story. As everybody was back in the lockers and Kansas City was celebrating that they got their the Hunt. It's called the Hunt Trophy, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs stayed out there. He stayed out there because he goes, it was the second time he was there and came up short.
One
and
away
he
from
said,
the Super Bowl.
and here's, this what gives me chills. He said, if he has an opportunity to get back, he's going to get back there stronger than ever. Mm-hmm. And so this is the moment now. This is his, even though it's just the divisional round, this is almost like an AFC championship game, because this is the heavy. I mean, give respects to the Kansas City Chiefs. This is they're the elite in the AFC. So, Chris, I'm going to start this off with you. Who you're taking and why?
Well, I really do. This is like you said, the elite of the AFC. I think these are the two best teams, really, in my opinion. I know the Titans were number one there, but coming into the playoffs, I would say these two are definitely the hottest two teams. And after the first round of the playoffs, they were I would say, still the two hottest two teams coming out. The two teams that I would be most scared to face with my team. So it makes it difficult because these are two really good teams. And like you were saying, I mean, the Bills have basically for the last 2 years been like, we're building to replicate and then be greater than Kansas City. That's just almost exactly what their game plan seems to kind of formulate a little bit. So, who is it going to be? That's a really, really hard one. I know Tristan's going to go for the Chiefs, as he's a Chiefs fan. So
Obviously,
yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Just to keep it interesting, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Bills. Not with a lot of confidence, but Josh Allen is lighting it up. His feet are getting the job done as well. I mean, he's making a lot of yards on the ground, in the air. It seems to be hard to stop. And Micah Hyde, did you see that interception?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, that was incredible. That was a touchdown if he was not playing that position. I mean, 99% of that time, because the receiver had his hands out and it was going to be right over his shoulder in his bucket, right?
Well, and looking at it, you can't even tell that Micah Hyde has the ball until he gets up with it. I thought it was a touchdown.
It was incredible, just at the last. So that defense is playing very well right now, but so is the Chiefs. I mean, they're lighting it up. I didn't think they were going to hold the Steelers quite as low as they did, and I think that the Steelers had a couple of essentially, whatever the trash or garbage touchdowns there towards the end. That you're up by 5-6 touchdowns. You got to give them a little something at the end.
Yep.
So this is going to be a tough one. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the Bills just for the upset. It would be the upset as they're the underdog, lower seed. I think they've got something special going on. I've kind of been riding their wagon since the beginning of the year, so I'm just going to stay on it and go with the Bills. Close one, maybe 3 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
2-3 points somewhere right in there. I think that's going to be either side. Well, I don't know. If the Chiefs win it, it's probably because they're going to get rolling and wind up being a bit of a blowout. So,
and of course, I got my Chiefs winning this one. Last week, both quarterbacks had a great game. Josh Allen only threw 4 incompletions to his 5 touchdowns, which is insane because that was a pretty good defense that he was playing against too. So I'll give him credit for that. That Bills have a phenomenal team. What I like about this one is we're both air raid teams. We're both going to pass the ball. And any running that comes from the Bills, most of it is going to come from Josh Allen. Like last week, he had like 66 yards rushing behind Devin Singletary's 81. So he's like not even 20 yards behind his.
Most of Singletary's was in the second half, too. I think in the first half, almost all the team's yards were
from Allen.
Yeah.
So, Allen's just carrying that team right now, man. So, this one, it's going to be a good game. But I'm choosing the Chiefs not just because they're my team, because they're in playoff mode. They did great last week. The only one of those touchdowns was a defensive touchdown from the Steelers. So, I got to give credit to our defense. They did a good job holding them. But this week, I feel like it's going to be a shootout. I'm hoping our defense will try to hold them or do good. But I don't really see that happening against Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and, all those weapons they have on that offense. So I see a shootout happening. I see it being a close game. But this is different than when we played them in the regular season, because in the regular season, that was when our defense was averaging about letting teams put up 30-plus points per game.
That was early when they were
that was without
still rough.
Melvin Ingram on the edge, and Chris Jones wasn't inside. Chris Jones was playing on the edge. And, bringing Melvin Ingram made a big change to our pass rush, and I feel like that's going to hurt Josh Allen. And maybe that'll get to him, so we'll see. But they're also missing Tre'Davious White, their star corner. So even with, the Bills' elite defense, I feel like without that corner, we're going to utilize. Because Byron Pringle stepped up last game with 2 touchdowns. And I see a lot of things going well for the Chiefs compared to the Bills this week.
They're scary.
Yes, and I love to see it, man. I'm going with my Chiefs.
All right. Well, I'm glad you got that out of the way. That was a lot of wasted air time there. I mean, I was just waiting for you to get to the point. All right, let's go ahead and shut it down right now. Bills. I heard your cry. I listened. I was watching the streets. I was listening to ESPN, talking to people inside and out. Are you kidding me? Josh Allen, he is a freak of nature. The guy's coming in determined. You guys beat up on Grandpa at Big Ben and want to parade around. You guys couldn't even load up on your fireworks because you guys were making so many touchdowns. But here's the thing, Tristan. You know, it's all love here. You know it's all love.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The Bills look different. They look different from this year, from last year. Josh Allen has somehow he has now widening the game. He's now he's running more confidently. He's making his progressions right. Look the way he's been playing. When he beat you guys up in the first half of the season, yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. I keep telling people, don't compare the past like that because the Chiefs turned it around. Yeah, that game against the Bengals, you guys got that reality check. But right now, not even the Bengals. The Bills are a different team. Mm-hmm. They are stacked and ready. And remember, the Bills has allowed the lowest score going in. Now, the Chiefs, I mean, like I said, you guys have some quality wins. But let's go back to that game against Denver. You guys should have beaten up on Denver, but yet Denver was holding you to the T. And the Bengals barely beat the Raiders. And they're all banged up because of the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? When I see this, Tristan, this is going to be a fun game. And hopefully we're going to – oh, no, I forgot. You're going to – he's got to work. He's a normal civilian. He's got to work. But when we get there one day, Tristan, one day we're going to get there. Watch. But here's the thing. The Bills, Coach McDermott's finally got it figured out. I think he's got it figured out. They're going to go into Arrowhead. It will not be easy. I will tell you that. So it's going to capitalize, narrow it all the way down to key mistakes. And the key mistakes is I think it's going to be either some fumbling going on or there's going to be a mismatch where interceptions might happen. But this is going to be the Bills defense that needs to step up.
Yes, I
because
agree.
Both offense sides, you guys, it's just going to be a slugfest going at it. But now I feel that it's going to be the Bills defense that is just going to have to step up. So I'm going to give the edge to the Bills. If I'm going to call my magic, the last time I called it with the Bengals, because you heard it, you were there.
Yeah.
I'm going to call it. It's going to be, I'm going to call it Dawson Knox is going to have a critical catch, and it's going to be a field goal. It's going to be over. Bills are going to the AFC Championship. So I'm calling it. There it is. Look at these guys. Look at the Packer fans over there laughing. They're laughing. All right. I cannot wait, you guys. This is going to be a fun game this week. Hopefully let's get the audience out there to give their opinions, who thinks is going to win and why. We'd like to hear from you guys. So on my end, any shout outs before we go?
Just the audience and the crew. Eric, thanks for your hard work back there backstage. And of course our videos and all the guys putting that stuff together.
And, shout out to my girlfriend, Gabby. I've been giving her team, the 49ers, crap all year. I remember at one point you asked me, who do you think is not going to make the playoffs? I was like, you know what? I can see the 49ers getting that 8 seed and just missing it. And, here we are at the divisional round. Man, here we are to the divisional round, and they're still here. So congrats to her and her team, man.
Well, I'm glad she did something right because the thing is, dude, just putting up with you for these last episodes has just been crazy.
Hey,
but you know what? But you know what, though? I love you, man. I am so thankful, on my behalf that we got Chris with the K here. Him and I, we've been riding it out, from Cincy, all the way down over to Kansas City. And Tristan, much love. And you too, you Packer fan over there. I see you. I see you, Eric. Yes, that's kind of crazy that all three of you guys' teams are in the playoffs. And I just want to say thank you to the audience. Thank you to the friends and family. And I look forward to the next episode when we do the conferences. So other than that, please stay tuned. We also have the cutting crew is finally back. It's finally back, you guys, on popular demand. It is coming back. We also have a new show, Packs and Stacks, for all the bodybuilder, all the people that like fitness, nutrition. That's the show for you. We got for you. And also we've got Eric's Fly Fishing Adventures that's coming out. We also will have a new Vice, and we will do the Silver Cosmo movie review. So you guys, we have channels for a variety of things that you like. So if you're not into the sports, we have stuff on normal topics, social topics. No, I said normal. Social topics. We also have, if you like gaming, you like things like that. We're also, I forgot to say, we got an anime. We got an anime show we're about to do, Anime Insomniac.
I can get down to that.
Yeah, we will be doing that.
Here we go.
So yeah, we're gonna get that. And also for all the wrestling fans, this is for you guys, the wrestling fans. After putting this together for a couple of years now, Patrick and I, we finally got something together. So I decided we don't know yet if it was going to be Pat and Los or Los and Pat, but it's going to be, we'll start off with Pat and Los. That sounds a little better. Pat and Los Backstage Heat. That is going to be for all the wrestling fans that want to know what back in the day wrestling, upcoming events. So if you're into wrestling, there it is. You guys, thank you so much for being here with us, and we look forward to hearing from you guys in the next episode. We're out.